Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I got this look using a full face of makeup that has either been in my collection and I've never used before, or I recently hauled and showed you guys in my previous videos. I absolutely love the way the look turned out, but if you want to see if I had any snags, if anything was good, if anything went in the trash, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Alright, I'm ready to get started because I'm excited about a lot of the products that I have here. A lot of this stuff is first impressions. Some of it I have just had for a while and haven't used yet. And the other stuff is from my last haul. So the first thing we're going to start with is this TULA Skincare Face Filter Blurring and Moisturizing Primer. Looks like this. This is a sample size that I got as a free gift from one of the hauls that I did, the Ulta haul. Oh, didn't expect this color. Okay, moisturizing. I always, I guess, think blurring is going to be like pore filling, but this is like a milky, runny white texture. Okay, I definitely feel the slip. I feel like it's giving me a little bit of a glow, which I like. Okay, while we let that set, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, but I'm going to start off with the eyes. I guess I'd find that I do this sometimes if I'm starting off with a new eyeshadow palette I've never used because I don't know if it's going to have fallout or not. So I'm going to use my NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Another product you saw in the haul that I don't think I've used this yet. I just swatched it. I'm curious to see how this compares to my P. Louise makeup base and my Anastasia, whichever you prefer. I guess I should like look up how she pronounces it. And then I'm going to set that with a little bit of powder, and I'm going to use the Roxy and Makeup Revolution collaboration palette that I showed you guys. I'm going to use that. There is a light colored powder in here. So I'm just going to take that and sweep it just to set the powder. Now, I don't know which eyeshadow palette I want to use because I have this Nabla Cutie palette, which looks like this. But then I've had this palette for a while now and I've never used it. It's the Manny MUA Strawberry Dream palette. Similar color scheme. I kind of want to use this one just because I've had it for so long and haven't. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to use Manny. I'm going to save Nabla for another time. I'm going to start off with Sunrise, which is this color here. And I'm just going to put that, a lot of pigment comes up in my crease. Very pigmented, very pretty color, blending nicely. I'm just going to blow that out towards my brow bone. So next, just to see what it looks like, I'm going to take Strawberry Moon, which is this shade up here. I'm going to take that on a smaller brush and go in my crease more. Okay, definitely a good, very noticeable difference in the colors. You know, sometimes you get palettes and they like, the colors, even though they look darker in the pan, once you start applying them, they look the same. Definitely hate that. Alright, next, just to see what this color looks like, I'm curious about this pink flash shade here down at the bottom. That's like a really, really hot pink. Want to see how much that color shows. Whoa. I'm just gonna put that on the outer. Oh yeah, that's some pigment. Like I said, I haven't used this yet, so I'm just trying to use as many colors as I can. Alright, so next for my lid color, I'm going to take Sweet Dream, which is this color here. I was thinking about doing a matte, but y'all know me and my shimmers, so a lot of that picks up, a little bit of kickback. I'm not using any setting spray or anything. I just want to see how it applies by itself. And then blend that into the matte we used earlier. I'm going to put it on my finger and see. It's a pretty color. Go back in with the brush to get the inner corner. So that's what we have for the eye so far. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with Storm Cloud, which is the darkest shade in the palette. It's kind of like a brownish purple. I'm going to take that on a small crease brush and just see if we can deepen this outer V area and give it a little more depth. It shows up really dark. That's what I wanted. It almost looks like it has a hint of purple to it. I've laid that down pretty dark because I'm going to go back over it with the pink again. Alright, and now we're just going to blend out the edges a little more. I'm going to go back with a little bit of Sunrise and just diffuse that. So we still keep our darkness, but it's not so harsh. I hate doing my eyes first because I always feel like it looks like crap until I finish the rest of my face. Alright, so we're going to stop here with the eyes for right now, and I'm going to move on to the rest of the face, and then I'll come back and finish. Alright, so next I am going to go in with my foundation, and today I'm using the Milani Screen Queen foundation in the shade 500 Natural Toffee. This is one of the foundations that I got from Ulta, and I got it on sale. You see the price tag on it, but I got it for 50% off. So we're just going to start with one pump of this and see how much coverage I get. It's pretty thick. I didn't realize that. It almost feels kind of like a mousse more than it does like a liquid. I like this shade. It actually looks a little dark. I would definitely prefer something that looks too dark than too light. So I really like this undertone. This coverage is good. I'm not going to need another pump. Blends out really easy with that primer. Yeah, one pump is definitely going to do it. That is going to be enough for me today. For concealer, I'm going to use the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Full Coverage Concealer. This is actually going to work out well because this is way too light for me. Way too light for me. But because the foundation's a little dark, it'll help balance everything out. And I'm not... Oh, it doesn't look as light as I thought. Okay. I mean, it's light, but... I can make this work. Just going to start off with that much and see, since it says full coverage. And I'm going to go in with my brush first, just to help diffuse the edges. I've been really liking to do this lately. I feel like it just helps it look more flawless and blended. And I get as close to my lash line as I can. And down the sides of my nose. Yeah, I like how this blends out. Clean up here. And then go over everything again with my beauty blender just to make sure it is blended well and pressed into the skin. And then of course go back around the edges of everything with my foundation brush to make sure everything is blended. Blend, blend, blend. And then to set my concealer, and I might bake a little bit just because this color is so neutral, I want to make it a little more yellow. I'm going to take this Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder, and this is in the shade probably Banana. Yeah, Banana. So I'm just going to dump a little bit of this into the cap. A lot comes out. And take my sponge and just press it. Look how that just made my pores disappear. Look at this side and this side. Yeah, I definitely see a difference with this powder, and it is really fine. Everything's melting in. There's no patchiness. It's not lifting any of my products. And I'm matte, but I don't feel like the life is sucked out of my skin. Definitely will be using this powder a lot more. So now for the rest of my face for powder, I'm going to use this Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Deep. I've had this for a while, but I don't think I've used it. I don't know. Yo, I don't know. I be buying stuff and then I'm just like, ooh, I have to, it's open, so I guess I've tried it. I have to try this, and then I just kind of stick it. But I'm going to use this on a big fluffy brush and just lightly go over the other areas to set them and make sure that the product does not move. I don't think my foundation will slide around with my skin being dry. I haven't had any crazy peeling or anything like that, but I think I've also cut out using my retinol products, so I know those can dry you out. My lips are still crazy, but I think things are getting a little bit better. I'm just going to take a little bit of this down the sides of my nose just to set that. I'm loving the tone of this so far. Like, I feel like everything matches really well. I'm still nervous about using this. This is the Makeup Revolution Revolution Glow Splendor Ultra Matte Bronzer in medium dark. That is absolutely ridiculous. This is how dark this is. Like, I feel like this is gonna be too dark for me. I'm gonna try to lightly dip in this. And see if I can just like, I said lightly. I dipped into this lightly. Jesus. Okay, now let's see if this will blend out. Okay. Not mad at that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side just to keep things even, and then probably go back over it with a fluffier brush. Definitely a contour shade for me, not a bronzer at all. I'm going to take a bigger brush that's still a little tapered. It's just dark. Like, I would be ruined if I tried to put this on my nose. All right, I'm not going into that anymore. I'm gonna go to, you know what? I showed you guys this palette and I told y'all I used it, but I hadn't used it on camera. This is the Patricia Bright Revolution London Face Palette in You Are Gold. This is what the colors look like. Blush, highlighter, bronzer. I'm gonna take this bronzer since it's a little warmer, not as dark, and I'm gonna use that just to help blend. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and just go back over the edges of this with the side that I used the powder. And just make sure it's all blended. For my nose contour, I'm just going to take what's remaining on this brush and I'm going to pinch it and go down the sides of my nose because I already have a bit of a contour going and I don't feel like I need much more. So that's going to be that, not doing anything else. Now for highlighter, I have a few options. I have this e.l.f. Bite Size palette, face palette, whatever you want to call it. This is in pomegranate. It's a highlighter and a blush. I'll start off with the Patricia Bright and I'll let you see what that looks like. So this is the blush. I think it goes well with this eyeshadow look and with the tone of everything. I'm going to see what this e.l.f. one looks like. I feel like it'll be a little light. Probably should have put that one first so you can see it. It's a little cooler toned, so I think it's okay. It has a nice pigment to it. I'm going to use both highlighters too since we're just doing double duty today. I'm going to take my e.l.f. tapered, small tapered brush and I'm going to go into the Patricia palette and start highlighting with that. It's a nice highlighter, not very blinding, but sometimes you don't want that. So for an overall face palette, like an everyday, this is good. And like I said, I put this in my travel bag, so I have everything I need in one. Now, of course, I could stop there, but I want to see what this e.l.f. palette looks like. So let's dip into that highlighter. I feel like that one definitely shows a little more. I like this too. Okay, now, just because, yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna try one of these highlighters. I think, I'm glutton for punishment, but I think I wanna go in with the pinkish one, which is really light. Yeah, we're doing it. And just amp things up a little bit and help tie back into our blush. So that's it for our highlighter. We're gonna stop because your girl is glowing. And then I always like to take my blush brush and just go back over everything. I don't add any extra product, but just to help make sure that it's not like a streak of blush, a streak of highlighter. I want everything to blend. So this is where we at with the face right now. Contour. Y'all, that bronzer is not playing. I'm gonna do my eyebrows real quick and then I'll come back and I'll finish the rest. Alright, brows are done and I decided to use a pomade this time. I used my Maybelline Tattoo Studio pomade in the shade 380 Deep Brown. Hadn't used this in a while, so I decided to pick it back up. And now it's time to finish the bottom lash line. So I'm going to take a small smudger brush and I'm going to go back in my Mani palette. And I'm going to start off with Storm Cloud, the darkest shade first on the outer edge. And then I'm going to go with Sunset. And then for my inner corner, I am going to use, I think I'm just going to use my highlighter because the shades in here have, that might go. Let's do Lightning. It has a little bit of a greenish gold to it versus Blue Diamond has this bluish silver. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Blue Diamond. That is so pretty. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. And I think I said this in my haul, but I bought this palette originally full price for this shade. And I was like, that is the dumbest thing you've ever done. 50 bucks for one eyeshadow. I mean, I knew I would have used the others, but that was the selling point for me. And then I was like, no. So I took it back. And then when it went on sale, I was like, okay, now. It's just so pretty. I'm going to drag that to the lower lash line a little bit. And I am getting some fallout from this one. Alright, I love this color. I think it goes, even though it's blue, it still kind of ties in with the purple. I'm just going to take my blending brush and go around the edges again. Now that we're done with concealer. I don't want to have too harsh of an edge right here, so I just kind of blend out around it. So that's done. Now we are going to use this. Now we're going to use the Balm's Schwing Liner. I used this before. I don't remember which video I used it in, but I like it. It's different because it's not the brush tip that I'm used to, but it has a really fine tip to it that's kind of flimsy, so it makes me a little nervous, but the point I get is so sharp. Like, this is really, really small. So I'm going to speed through this part because it's probably going to take me a while. I am going to go in my waterline with a dark brown. This is the Wet n Wild On Edge Long Wearing Eye Pencil in Wouldn't You Know It. I'm going back in with Strawberry Moon, and I'm just going to smoke this out a little bit more to make sure I don't lose the pink underneath. Alright, so this is where we are with the face. Everything is pretty much done. I'm going to go in with my mascara and put some lashes on, and then I'll come back. Alright, we're going to finish up with the lips. Quickly, I'll tell you what lashes I used. I decided to do something a little more natural because I didn't want to take away from the eye look too much. As you can see, I love the color on the lid. I love the inner corner highlight, so I just wanted something to accent that. I used the Ardell Natural 120 Demi. They're kind of like the Demi Wispies, but I think they're a little fuller. But yeah, this is the pack. Love how these look. I think they complement the look very well. And then for my lips, I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in the color Plum Together. And then for my lipstick, I have this Butter Lipstick by NYX in the color Hunk. That is a lot more pink than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little more purple. I'm going to change that up. I'm going to take Chestnut and just go around the edges a little bit. I started to start with that, but it's brown and I didn't think it would go. And this lipstick formula is really creamy, so I don't feel like I need a gloss on top of it. Alright, this is it for the final look. I'll come in a little closer and let you guys see everything in more detail. Alright, full face of first impressions. I did not have anything in this video that I didn't like. I know that I have to be careful with that bronzer because it was extremely dark. I probably could get a lighter shade. I may order it later just to compare them, but definitely need to use a light hand because these run deep. I mean, I have no complaints. If you guys have any questions or just want to leave a comment, tell me what you think about the look, I'd appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you know every time that I upload. I upload twice a week, so I love hearing from you guys. Tell me what you think about this look. Thanks for sticking with me till the end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.